So, ako kami sa filing line. Okay, sige.
Hey, good afternoon. We just concluded the 50 WG meeting. We do not have any statement prepared, but we're prepared to answer questions from the media. So,
Sir, what happened to the CWG?
Of course, we discussed yung role ng mga bawat agency na tumutulong sa ICI, and we advise everybody to just continue working hand in hand so that at least we could deliver kung ano man yung mga output na may i-deliver natin as expected by our people. Ito nga, part of that is itong na-recover natin na mga luxury vehicles from one of the key personalities na inimbestigahan ng ICI.
Sir, meron ba tayong ballpark figure? Magkano na or yung value na recover na assets from those personalities involved?
we are to finalize that today. No? Actually, one of the discussions during the meeting earlier was to sort of harmonize the list of each agency. So we'll be coming up with that inventory within the day. But just to throw some figures, no? For instance, as far as the Anti-Money Laundering Council is concerned, as to frozen assets, that would be 21.2 billion already, comprising of bank accounts, e-wallets, insurance policies, motor vehicles, and air assets. So, to be very clear as to the figures, we'll be creating a master list of all of these assets, including those sold at auction, or sa mga diskayas, and then those which are subject to forfeiture, like itong nandito ngayon sa ICI facility.
So, yung frozen assets po ba sa contractors lang, pero o kasama rin po yung sa mga politicians?
That's why we'll be creating that inventory, no? So that we'll be able to determine the universe of all of these assets. We'll be getting that information from the ANLC. So we'll be siguro through the ICI, we'll be coming out with a statement for that.
So yung mga na-seize po na luxury cars ni Sandy ko, ay part din po kayo ng measures for asset recovery or ano po ang may tutulong ito for the ongoing investigation ng ICI?
Yes, I think that's part of the asset recovery na related sa ongoing na investigation sa infrastructure.
Sir, what's next for these luxury vehicles of the happy to them?
For the aid, since we were able to implement the search warrant already, nakuha na rin natin physically, no, yung engine number tsaka chassis number nito. So another search of the BOC system will be conducted. Through that search, dahil nga specific na talaga yung mga details, maybe we can determine kung misclassified ba, misdeclared ba, ibang import entry ba ang ginamit at ibang deklarasyon ang nakalagay sa mga entries na ito. Again, that will be determined. That's ongoing for now.
So yung PWG po as a whole, how satisfied are you with the progress so far ng mga nabawi po natin or na-freeze na assets?
So far naman, we're happy kasi nga every agency na may concern sa specific na na area ay very naman sila, very cooperative. Like for example, with regards sa mga air asset, of course nandiyan yung CAAP, sila yung gumagawa ng way to freeze or to recover yung mga air assets. Ganun din yung marina, ganun din yung LRA. So lahat ng mga agencies na tinatap natin, may kanya-kanya silang role na kung saan we complement with each other kasi hindi lang naman yung criminal ang tinitingnan natin dito. That would also include yung mga administrative mga cases or like for example, kung rig yung bidding, of course papasok na dyan yung Philippine Competition Commission to determine magkano ba yung fine itong mga na-involved na mga mga companies para na sa ma-impose. Nandyan din yung BIR to determine din yung mga taxes na binabayaran ng mga individual as well as yung mga iba't ibang company. Of course, yung recently nga, we tap yung customs because these are imported na luxury vehicles. So, ibig sabihin, pag yung mga impormasyon pumapasok sa ICI, we always see to it na yung concerned na agency ay nakakatuwang namin sa sa pagpuso ng case. Like itong recently nga na ito, information came to us before Christmas. So, ang unang ginawa namin, nag-verify kami sa LTO. LTO provided us the ownership ng mga sasakyan when we determine na mga luxury ito. So we have to tap yung customs kasi area nila ito eh. And they were the ones who applied for a search warrant. Kaya meron tayong na-recover na 8 out of the 9 na subject ng search warrant. And then yung highway patrol, during the conduct ng search, nakita nila yung mga ibang sasakyan na hinahanap. So, isinama na rin nila yon sa, of course, separately yon. Iba yung procedure na ginawa ng customs in accordance dun sa search warrant. Iba rin yung proseso na ginawa ng PNP Highway Patrol. At the same time, the CIDG was there also. So, they went to one of the unit doon kasi baka nandun din yung mga hinahanap na mga may warrant of arrest. So, kung makikita natin, ito is a concerted effort ng lahat ng mga agencies para sa ganun ay mahuli, makumpiska yung mga dapat na mangyari in relation dito sa mga flood control projects na inimbestigahan natin.
Siguro if I can add, maybe we should also recognize yung ating share sa ating asset recovery subgroup, si Yusek Paraiso. Very systematic yung kanyang approach dito, no, to ensure that there is no duplicity of efforts across agencies. Kasi posible kasi na yung asset na nire-recover has issues with the BIR and the DOC at the same time, or baka may iba pang ahensya. No? So, we'd like to give credit where it is due. Yung chairmanship ni Yusek Paraiso, yung kanyang pag-handle sa ating asset recovery subgroup, that's a very systematic approach and that should be recognized.
Sir, for the renewal efforts ng DWG, siguro kakaibang gagawin this year to speed up the process of recovery ng assets. May gagawin po ba tayong ibang initiatives for this year?
For this year is kailangan nga natin dito is para mapabilis yung recovery nga. We wanted to appeal or get the cooperation ng bawat Pilipino siguro to give us the information kasi gaya na nung nangyari dito walk-in lang yung nagpunta sa amin para ituro yung so kung lahat ng mga nakakaalam ng mga asset na kailangan i-recover natin, siguro malaking bagay yun para sa ICI and the other agencies dahil makita naman natin yung commitment ng bawat agency na pag merong kang binigay na trabaho, talagang tatrabahuin naman. Ang kailangan lang natin dyan ay mga impormasyon na manggagaling sa mga may personal knowledge.
Sir,
Diyan na lang pa-clarify po, may nag-walk in sa inyo, nagbigay ng information tungkol na sa mga vehicles.
Yes.
Na kaya na tukoy po doon sa pagkakas.
Yes.
Sir,
Pwede po pa-expound, sir, pa kung how it
siguro may meron siyang kaalaman, gusto niyang tumulong, gusto niyang malaman kung nasaan yung mga sasakyan ni Saldico. So, yun. Chinek ng mga tao natin, yun nga, may mga binigay na plate numbers. That's why nag-verify kami sa LTO.
Sir, private individual po yung nagpunta o from the government, if you can divulge that.
Medyo siguro hindi natin pwedeng sabihin kung private. Baka magka-idea pa sila kung sino yun. But
Pero pumunta po dito sa ICI.
But definitely hindi taga-ICI at hindi siya police or hindi siya military.
Was this someone from the circle of Saldico?
Hindi ko rin basta nag-walk-in lang siya. Kaya nagulat yung mga tao namin na parang voluntary siguro nakukonsensya na siguro or gusto niya ring tumulong talaga. So, we are very appreciative na dun sa ginawa niya na. Sabi ko nga, kung yung mga nakakaalam, ganun din ang gagawin, mapapabilis talaga yung asset recovery natin.
Sir, to make it categorical lang, ipapasubasta natin to. May target date po ba tayo?
Well, at this stage, no, very early pa sa ating investigation. Again, the basis for securing a search warrant was potential violation of Section 1401 of the CMTA that pertains to unlawful importation. But similar to the Niscayas, I will be affording them due process to provide documentation and evidence on their behalf to refute the initial findings. So it's it's too early to say na ang conclusion natin ay ipapasubasta ito. Ihintayin natin syempre yung kanilang tugon para naman marespeto natin ang due process.
Pero sir, for the record, ano yung grounds for auction ng mga luxury cars? For the record,
Ang auction kasi is a remedy available to the Bureau of Customs to dispose of forfeited items. No? Again, baka mabash na naman ako. Babangitin ko lang kung ano itong mga to. 1, condemnation, yung pagsisira. 2, donation to another government agency for their use. 3, use by the Bureau of Customs. At 4, yung auction. No? So, ito ay remedies available sa CMTA kung ano ang pwedeng gawin ng commissioner patungkol sa mga forfeited items.
Sir, nabanggit din ba dun yung pagbalik ng mga air assets ni Zaldico
sa meeting,
sa
sir.
meeting?
I think ongoing yung yung pag-recover ng kaap doon kasi nga nasa ibang bansa, di ba? So they are coordinating with the Malaysian government yata on how to speed up yung recovery, because part of that syempre sinong gagastos nung parang parking ng mga air asset doon, plus baka may mga maintenance na gagawin. That's why yun nga binibilisan din ng ating kaap yung coordination with the Malaysian government.
So, even though may nabanggit siya Section 1401, pero anong legal basis, pagkat nasagot niyo na siguro sa ibang interviews, anong legal basis ng operation doon sa condominium na allegedly ay pag-aari ni Zaldico to seize this assets? Kasi ang sabi ng attorney of Dain, wala daw kayong legal basis para kunin or i-recover po itong property.
Well, in terms of legal basis, no, again, to describe it, no, ang jurisdiction ng Bureau of Customs pertains to the object, no. If it undergoes an importation process, the Bureau of Customs can check the validity of that importation process. So with the information provided through the intelligence information from the ICI, in coordination with the LTO, we check itong mga luxury vehicles na ito kung tama ba yung dinaanan niyang importation process. At yun lang po talaga ang tinitingnan ng Bureau of Customs. No? Incidental lang yung kanyang affiliation dun sa dating Congressman Zaldico, but we are just really focused on the unlawful importation based on the absence of records in our system. So that's our legal basis to apply for the search warrant.
At saka kung titingnan ninyo yung sa search warrant, ang nagsabi naman na kay Congressman Zaldico is, I think, yung abogado niya eh. Kung titingnan niyo yung basis ng search warrant, nakapangalan yun sa company. So, tinignan na lang natin doon na since nakapangalan sa company, saka na lang lumutang yun nga, sinasabi na kay former Congressman Zaldico, pero yung subject ng search warrant was the company itself.
And that is why we have 5 search warrants for the 5 registered owners of the 9 vehicles that we applied for. No? So, dito natin makikita na talagang ang habol lang ng Bureau of Customs ay patungkol doon sa unlawful importation, regardless of who the owner really is. No? So, when we apply for the search warrant, we used also the basis, as basis, yung certification from the LTO kung sino ang registered owner, kung kaya 5 search warrant po yung meron tayo.
So, meron bang referrals soon ng ICI or wala kasi nga po walang commissioners?
So far isa lang yung commissioner namin na so we are awaiting for any reappointment ng new commissioner. But as regards dun sa mga sasakyan, it's the customs was the jurisdiction on the disposition.
Pero sa ICI, sir, walang referral soon because wala akong commissioners.
Yeah, wala man ng referral because kulang pa kami ng commissioners.
How about
Sir,
hearings?
sorry, tanong ko na lang din since nabanggit ko. Kamusta po ang moral ng mga taga-ICI? Ngayong may mga ubong-ubong na mabubuwang din sooner daw.
Ang mga personnel naman namin dito is, siyempre, we just have to wait kung ano yung magiging fate ng ICI gaya ng interview ko kahapon. So, we just continue to do our thing. Kung ano yung mga respective role namin, gawin lang namin yung trabaho namin. So, that pagdating ng bagong commissioners, kung may darating, at least naka-ready na for filing yung mga referral na
Sir, how about
i-akit sa
plans? How about plans, sir, sa field investigation? Like, ngayong taon, may sisimulan po ba kayong lugar ulit for field investigation?
As to the plan on going around to check other we'll check the availability ng zero air asset ng AFP so that we can probably go to Bicol and Region 8, Region 5 and Region 8.
Sir, balikan ko lang yung pumunta dito na sabi niyo nga, nag-inform sa inyo. Hindi naman siya kasama sa somehow nag-brought up sa investigation ng flood control.
Sa tingin ko hindi siya kasama.
Sir,
Yes.
nabanggit po sa hearing sa Sandigan Bayan na this Wednesday ang naka-schedule to testify or maging witness na prosecutor is a representative from ICI. Will we get sino po yung mag-testify tomorrow or
I think it would be one of our lawyers siguro. Kasi sila naman yung nag-prepare ng referral, most probably together with the DPWH.
General, tanong lang po. Di ba po, as per UC Clear, wala pa naman po si BBBM o Maledas of number 1. Are you planning to request for another budget ng ICI? Kasi the last time was for September to December. It's 2026.
I think that should be the procedure or the process. So maybe our executive director is already preparing for the request of the budget.
And sir, guys, sir, nung nag-press po yung abogado ng Zaldico, they continuously affirmed na mayaman na si Zaldico even before he became a congressman. So with these vehicles, kapag nahanapan po ng even violation, though probably acquired siya before he became a congressman, ano po yung magiging plano dito? And will it still be like fall under a restitution po na plano ng ICI or the government sa mga people's na
Sige, let me try to understand your question. The fact that there is wealth already will not change the charge of unlawful importation. So whether wealthy na siya before siya naging congressman or hindi, the charge is the same. No? Again, just to emphasize, the focus of the Bureau of Customs is as to the object. And siguro just to state the obvious, no? Medyo nahihirapan akong sagutin yung tanong mo dahil yun nga, no? The claim of wealth of dating Congressman Saldico should not have anything to do with the vehicles if they are claiming that these are owned by separate entities. So just to focus and emphasize again, the jurisdiction of the Bureau of Customs pertains to the object that undergoes importation process. Regardless if it is owned by an individual or an entity, yun ang tinitingnan ng Bureau of Customs.
So ito bang mga sasakyan na somehow pwede makaposter sa case against Zaldico?
Sa tingin ko, malamang kasi nga, sabi ko nga, kung titignan mo yung subject ng search warrant, is yung company. And parang ina-affirm ng abogado ni former congressman ko na kay Zaldico nga. Kasi initially, wala naman kayong sinasabi na kay congressman ko yan. So, I don't know with the lawyer kung siya yung nagpapatotoo na kay congressman ko nga yan.
Because dinidispute po nila yung pag-seize ng sasakyan. Kasi parang ina-affirm po nila na kanila ngayon.
Kasi sabi ko nga, if you are going to look at the search warrant, company yung yung subject ng search warrant eh. Dahil nga dun sa verification namin sa LTO, nakalagay doon yung ownership eh.
Paano po makakatulong kung ma-determine na kay Saldi ko nga itong mga sasakyan na ito dun sa kaso against him?
Eh syempre kung company yun at i-connect mo kay Congressman Saldico, so syempre ang titingnan mo dyan, ano ba yung mga kontrata na nakuha ng company na yan? Di ba? And then, kailan na-acquire yung sasakyan? So, dahil company yan, anong pinambili ng sasakyan? So, ganun lang siguro yung nakikita ko na logic niya.
Pero sir, di ba sabi niyo po 5 po yung search warrants? 5 po yung search warrants na po. Para ilan po yung total ng mga sasakyan po na tinukover ng search warrants?
Bali siyam yun. And then, 8 ngayon na-recover. Yung isa is hinahanap pa.
Isa din.
Na subject ng search warrant.
If I can add, no? If you will look at the search warrants, it names and it pleads the respondent company. Tapos nakalagay doon yung mga plate number na nagmamay-ari yung respondent na yun. So 5 registered owners for the 9 vehicles, pero kumbaga per search warrant, peculiar yung plate number belonging to that respondent. And again, for the record, no, just para lang matapos na yung issue na pinupukol, we were equipped with 5 search warrants. Before we entered the premises, we provided the lawyers there with copies of the same. We explained to them the contents of the search warrant. We had them sign the search warrant. Yung ibang abogado doon ay kakilala ko at naging estudyante ko pa. So, kitang-kita namang meron talagang tumanggap. During implementation, we were all equipped with body cameras. Not to mention, marami sa inyo nagre-record via the cellphone. After implementation, we conducted an inventory. It was also signed by their lawyer. So, clearly, above board yung aming implementation ng search warrant.
Attorney, lang kung sa susi, was it turned over voluntarily to you or sabi kasi ni Attorney Rondain, kinuha nila yung susi, I think 34 cars, pwersahan daw, in-intimidate yung driver ng kanyang kliyente pagkatapos niliting over 12 hours.
Yun yung allegation ni Attorney Rondain una-una pag titingnan mo, hindi kami yung kumuha ng susi. Maybe he is referring to somebody. So dun pa lang is makikita mo na parang nanghahala na lang siya eh. Di ba? And kung titingnan mo, kung granting na totoo yung sinasabi niya na hindi ka ba magtataka isang tao may hawak na 34 na susi? So ibig sabihin, kulang pa pala yung yung in-apply na search warrant, di ba? May additional pa pala na magtototal ng 34, yung hahanapin pa pala namin.
Are you
So,
actively pursuing that, sir?
Eh syempre, binigyan kami ng magandang impormasyon ni attorney, titingnan namin kung paano namin hahagipin yun. Kaya kailangan namin ng tulong ng maraming Pilipino.
So walang kinunan sir ng susi ng mga sasakyan?
Walang nandoon yung yung mga pulis natin na sila yung nagbigay ng susi sa amin. Dahil nga apparently ang nangyari doon is nag-roronda yung pulis doon, may nakita na isang tao, ang daming hawak ng susi. Siyempre instinct ng pulis yun eh. Bakit ang dami mong hawak na susi wala ka namang may pakita na proof na papel na nung pinagpipindot siguro yung sasakyan, nakita na luxury. So siguro nagkaroon sila ng usapan na at I think naka-blatter lahat yan sa police station. So hindi totoo yung sinasabi ni Atty. Rondain na kasi bakit mo i-detain ng 15 o 12 hours yung police sa building? Hindi naman station yun. Di ba? So medyo siguro may konting flow yung istorya nila. Diba?
Again, during the implementation of the search warrant, everything was recorded using the body cameras of the Bureau of Customs. So makikita niyo po doon kung merong forcible taking of any key. No? We provided them the copies of the search warrant And before implementation, everything was explained to them, what was the purpose. May nilalaman ng order ng search warrant to bring the vehicles sa korte. At nung pinaliwanag natin ito, bago lang tayo nagkaroon ng implementasyon doon sa parking facility mismo. So we can review the body cameras of the Bureau of Customs. And I can categorically say na wala pong forcible taking of any key from anybody.
But sir, clarify lang, we're talking about the keys for the 8 vehicles. Kasi meron po kung sinasabi nila pa mga sasakyan, hindi pa po kasi in custody ng each PG, daw dito nakapark. So, ang hawak po ng ICI ay keys to those 8 vehicles po. Wala nang ibang
No,
for other vehicles?
Yung 8 na to, no, yung covered ng search warrant, this continues to be under the custody of the Bureau of Customs. If you will look, may mga BOC personnel saka Coast Guard na nandyan to provide underguarding. No? So, it appears quite difficult to understand. No? We are implementing a search warrant for 9, yet the accusation is forcibly taking 30 plus mahigit. So, dun pa lang parang medyo nahirapan na ako. Anyway, the point is there is documentation to disprove that there was any forcible taking of any keys. The body cameras of the Bureau of Customs can disprove that allegation.
Attorney, may nagpapatanong lang. Yung Rolls Royce na wala yun na puti, may payong din.
Meron isang payong, so 4 na po yung payong na kailangan po natin ibenta.
And sir, for the record lang, bakit hindi present si Chairman Andy Reyes sa PWG?
Masama yung pakiramdam niya eh. Yung, kaya nga sabi ko nga sa kanya is, sir, you take care of your health. Diba? I mean, siyempre may edad na yung chairman namin. Diba? So, hindi siya dapat na i-stress.
So, hindi naman siya pa-exit kasi masama din yung hindi maganda yung kalusugan ng reason, sir, ni Commissioner, ni Secretary Singson, ni ICI.
Hindi kasi kung makikita mo kasi, ito is hindi naman sa medyo may mga edad na kasi yung mga boss natin, di ba? So, talagang expected, especially yung climate na yun. And under naman manageable naman lahat yung kahit wala siya. Sabi ko nga, we continue to perform kung ano yung mga trabaho natin.
Sir, aside from yung possible violations sa wala ng importation permit, yung fact na mga bulletproof at armored vehicles, ito na hindi registered, is that a violation?
That's a potential violation as well. Lalong-lalo na no, in some of these vehicles, the type of bulletproofing done is parang special no, or ibang level. Na the suspicion is it came from the supplier. So, ibig sabihin, pumasok siya ng bansa na naka-bulletproof na. And if that is the case, that should be part of the declaration as well for additional computation of duties and taxes. So, that's another potential violation, especially na kakaiba nga yung pag-bulletproof na ginawa dahil the way it was explained to me, wala mong nakaka-provide ng ganyang level of bulletproofing sa Philippines. So, that's another potential CMTA violation.
General, i-follow ko lang yung sa Sandigan, gaano po kayo, gaano po kahanda ang ICI to testify as witness po sa hearings po regarding to sa flood control sa Oriental Metro?
I think very prepared naman siguro yung kung sino man yung mag-witness sa amin doon kasi sila naman yung nag-prepare ng case.
Just like Secretary Vince din po, willing po ba ang ICI to mag-witness din po sa ibang po mga hearings regarding to sa flood control?
Of course, for as long as you are part of the investigation, you have personal knowledge, dapat naman na you should be part of the witness or you should form part of the person to testify against the suspect siguro.
Sir, you have kasi may sinabi po yung Malacanang na may hinihintay daw pong letter sa inyo regarding dun sa pagbuwag na po ng ICI. May we know ano po itong letter na ito na hinihintay? Kasi kakasabi lang nila.
Hindi actually, during my interview kahapon, sabi ko nga na I suggested to our chairman na we wanted to inquire from Malacanang if they have the intention to replace kasi nga it's been almost 2 months na since nag-resign si Commissioner Singson and then it was followed by Commissioner Fajardo. So we wanted to inquire from the Office of the President kung meron papalit sa kanila because we cannot pursue inviting mga key personalities to be subjected for an inquiry kasi nga mag-isa lang ng commissioner namin. So kailangan kasi is tatlo sila, kompleto sila before we can convene for an inquiry sa mga key personalities.
Nabigay na po ito sa kanya? Or
I have to check it with our executive director kung napirma na ni chairman.
Nakaka-apekto na po sa trabaho ninyo yung kawalan ng mga commissioners?
Ako personally hindi ako naapektuhan kasi advisor lang naman ako eh. So kung ano yung inutos sa akin o kung ano yung gagawin ko, so nire-relay ko lang sa and then nagko-coordinate ako sa mga ibang agencies. So far as yung mga personnel namin are concerned, hindi sila affected because sabi ko nga, define yung mga trabaho namin dito. So, define din kung ano yung trabaho ng mga commissioners namin. So far, hindi ko nakikita na affected na.
Sir, sabi ko nga po, kailangan ng tulong ng mga tao para sa recovery. Sir, pwede mo describe ko ano po yung sasakyan na covered and search warrant na hindi pa makita, anong klaseng sasakyan po at saka anong laka? Makita ng mga tao.
I-ano ko na lang sa inyo mamaya kasi mamaya baka manganib pa yung yung i-ano ko na lang sa inyo mamaya kung anong description ng sasakyan.
Pero suffice to say, mga luxury vehicles po kami na.
Land Cruiser.
Land cruiser.
Land Cruiser.
Sir, last na po, balikan po nung sinabi na 21.2 million po yung list. And meron na po ba tayo naman kung ilan yung number from that?
Again, we'll be generating yung list na yan, no? Kasi magkaiba yung frozen sa realized, no? As an example, forfeited halimbawa yung motor vehicles na unlawfully imported, pero hindi pa siya realized until na-auction siya ng BOC. So, we will have two values. One will be the total value as to what has been forfeited, and then another value for what has been realized and returned to the national treasury.
So going back po kasi yung yan at ulit yung asset recovery and dalawang commission na po yung nangyari sa atin. Kumusta po yung technicalities ng asset recovery so far? PWG, naapektuhan po ba yung resignation operations po natin?
Hindi naman, no? Again, to recognize the chairmanship of Yusek Paraiso, very systematic yung naging approach. Each agency clearly defined yung kanyang magiging role sa asset recovery. Kasi kaya natin hina-highlight ito, no? Very difficult to deal with so many agencies, no? You have to understand iba-iba ang proseso niyan, iba-iba ang kanilang mga jurisdictions. So, very systematic ang pagpapatakbo ni Yusek Paraiso ng asset recovery subcluster. And that's why even in the absence of two commissioners ng ating ICI, patuloy pa rin yung trabaho ng PWG Asset Recovery.
Sir, may nabanggit po ba si Chair Paraiso tungkol sa framework natin? Kasi parang last December, nag-press release po tayo, gagawa tayo ng parang database.
Yes.
Aside na rin po ba ng government agencies yung mobile natin?
I think that's being finalized already, no? Parang may kaunti na lang yata ang mga kailangan i-incorporate dito. But we have been briefed as to the yung dashboard na gagamitin ng lahat ng agencies, yung ating framework agreement, yung ating magiging guidelines. Like what I said, no? Mahirap kasi na whole of government approach, pero baka naman redundant or nagduduplicate kayo ng mga ginagawa. So that's why very critical itong framework agreement na ito, not to mention itong database na dinedevelop nila. And again, but to give recognition, it's the chairmanship of Yusek Paraiso that makes it very orderly and systematic.
Outlook for 2026 in terms of asset recovery, may kita pa rin po ba natin as a separate unit? Or yung sinasabi ko ni Chairman, mag-wind down this, ano po mangyayari ba? Ma-absorb din ba tayo ng ombudsman sa kanila at sa kanila yung mga cases?
Well, that will depend as to what will happen as to the ICI. No? The factual investigative function has been provided already. It can be ongoing. We can think of scenarios, perhaps in the event na talagang i-dissolve man kung sakali, it can be turned over to the ombudsman, no, for their fact-finding as well. But there is also beauty, no, as to maintaining the TWG of the ICI kasi direct ang interaction interagency. Isang issue, isang asset, for example, you can already discuss among agencies, BIR, Land Registration Authority, kung ano pa man. So, more expeditious, I could say that. And again, yung chairmanship ni Yusek Paraiso makes it more